Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to this session. Today the topic is quite interesting. It is basically something which is part and parcel of every project. So I will talk about, if you can see it here, it is basically the causes of project delays. What are the reasons? Why the project gets delayed? So the answer to this question I will be covering in a few slides. So, as you know, 50 to 55% of the projects gets delayed. Is it not something important we should discuss about it? And the amount of money that get lost or will lose every year by doing these projects is something unimaginable. So let's go and watch those slides, and at the end of the video I'll tell you also how to overcome this. So let's go to my computer screen. Here it is, friend, causes for project delays. Inadequate planning. Inadequate planning means what? It is something when you don't plan properly, or your planning is not adequate to the scope of the project. Here I mean to say that you don't have a correct project management plan, your people are not trained to do the planning things, you don't have the correct schedule, the scope is not clearly defined, you don't have the subsidiary plan like the risk management plan, the procurement plan, all those which are part of this project management plan, they are not established from initially. So basically planning is something which is will show you the route to move ahead in the project. And when you lack in that, you are going to have issues with regard to schedule, with regard to everything, because the planning entails everything. Planning covers entire thing, like it's procurement or human resources, everything is covered under planning. So if you don't have that clarity, or you don't have that or you have lack of doing planning, then probably the project is going to be delayed and you will not able to cope with your schedule requirements. The next thing is scope creep. Friends, scope creep is something which we have already talked about, and this is something inherent in any project. Whatever you do, whatever the scope is there initially, is bound to have some increase or enhancement when you keep moving to a project. So, and this thing can be restricted to an extent by clearly defining your scope initially. Try to define as clearly as possible. Get it authorized. Get it signed by each and every one. And again, if it is something is to be done, have a change management plan. Because the scope creep will always have cost overrun, will always have schedule overrun, which you cannot avoid. So initially you define your scope clearly and try avoid all the scope creeps while you move into your projects. The next thing is aggressive schedule estimate. Friend, we are overestimating, we are over optimistic about our time duration while estimating things, because initially we think that we'll able to do it. We are optimistic. There is nothing bad in it. But over optimistic and having an aggressive schedule, which is practically not possible. You know your organization's strength, you know your organization's trend, you know the people those who are going to work on this project and the difficulties that this project is going to face. So have a clear estimation, define the scope clearly, do the estimation correctly so that you avoid this aggressive estimation. And when you do such estimations, then you are committed to complete on time, and there you land in trouble. So avoid having aggressive schedule for your project duration or project scope. Next, coming to poor contract management. Think something is very serious and critical. Contract covers everything, whether your contract with the customer, contract with the sponsor of the project, or contract with your supplier and vendor or service providers. It means everything. So have a contract management plan established, have a dedicated man for it, and also Like procurement things in time, from where you are going to have your this material, all this covers under this contract management. The procurement, the service providers, paying them money in time, so everything is contract management. So have it done diligently. Next is ineffective project management. Friend, we all know project management itself is a discipline, and people need to be trained in this before taking up the job. Sometimes what happens, the organization assign a project manager who is neither have a project management background nor having the knowledge to take the team forward. So basically this talks about the team should have the adequate knowledge on project management. They should have some experience. It's not that you need to have a PMP certified project manager everywhere, no. Then you should have people, those who have worked in project and learn those things to, then can control your projects. And also, while we are talking about people, also you should follow those practices. If you don't follow those project management practices well, then also you are going to be in trouble and your project will have schedule delays. You cannot avoid it. Next is non-collaborative stakeholders. Friend, this is something is so important, because the stakeholders are the people, those who either directly do in the project, they work on the project, or they are the people, those who indirectly or somehow or other support the project from the outside. They are the people, those who get impacted or can impact the project, either way. So please try to engage your stakeholders as early as possible into the projects and as maximize their engagement to the project. If all the stakeholders collaborate in a way and then see the projects to progress, the project is going to go definitely in the right track. And if the project some or few of the collaborators are dragging their feet and they are not able to engage with the projects, remain collaborative with the project is going to fail. Next is poor procurement management. As I told you before, contract management, same thing is procurement management. We know the project is a complex thing and we need to procure a hell lot of things, material, then consumables, many equipment, spares, many things. And therefore, if the procurement and some of these materials have long lead time, and if you don't then procure, if you don't have a plan of procurement and procuring them on time or ahead of time, and then you are going to land in trouble. So for that you need to have the better suppliers, the suppliers who can be believed, or they can do the real job, they can supply in time. Please, when you selection of these suppliers, you must ensure that they are capable of meeting your requirements. So procurement management is something most of the projects deal with it, and most of the projects also fail while doing this. Human capital deficit. When I talk about human capital deficit, it is basically the project team who are directly working on the project, or even if your own people or the people of the vendors, service providers, suppliers. If they are not adequate enough to match the scope of the project, you are going to have some sort of issue there, because then all your activities and tasks will getting delayed or slipped, and then you need to address this issue as quickly as possible. You should ensure while selecting a vendor or a service provider, does he have the people, right kind of people, adequate number of people to take up your job. Then only you sign with them, then you have finalized or place a work order or service order on them so that they can meet your requirement. So ensure the human capital deficit is not there in your project. Then client funding. Client funding is something basically I'm talking about cash flow. If you don't have a cash flow, correct cash flow in the project, you are going to meet lot of things, be it procurement or service, whatever it is, your own spending. So ensure that the cash flow is maintained, ensure that the customer provides you the money, and at the same time you also provide or pay the money to your vendors and suppliers. And this cash flow need to be managed and maintained sincerely by the top level, then only the project can go forward in a right way. The last, not the least, lack of quality. Quality assurance is something we all are aware of it. Project is, whether it is either a technical project, most of the projects are technical in nature and they deserve quality. Your customer requires that quality product which you are going to produce. So ensure that quality is taken care of by your project team. If you don't have quality concept in your project team, then probably you are going to rework. There will be defects. You will be deploying additional manpower. You are deploying additional funds, and as a result, your project is getting delayed. So ensure that the quality concept is there in the project team, the entire people, and whether it is the organization or the project team, have the quality concept and move forward. So this is the total list what I was talking about one by one. It is inadequate planning, scope creep, aggressive, schedule estimate. I have talked to you all this, and poor contract management, blah, blah, blah. So this is the list, and this is not limited to. There are many other reasons the project can be delayed. But let me tell you, one reason is not going to, make the project delay, but or in the other word, cannot make the project fail. So it is basically a combination of one or two, things which can delay or make the project to fail. So friends, these are the reasons of project delays. They are not industry specific, they are not project specific. These are the common factors of any project's delays. But if you manage them proactively, manage them diligently, there is no doubt in anybody's mind that you cannot manage projects. As I told you in the beginning of this video, that 50 to 55% projects gets delayed, but then 50 to 45% of the projects also gets done in time. That means there is a way and means of doing things. So if you do take care of these causes of delays, these reasons for delays, probably you will be able to handle your projects better in a manner and then complete your projects on time. So thanks for watching, and as always, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe it, and also share the video with your friends and press the like button. So thanks for watching. Until the next time, goodbye. Thank you.